So guys, the twists and turns in this show are so crazy. They just threw out so much new stuff this week. Like, I really never know where we're going. But there's only 3 episodes left and they are going to wrap everything up. So we have to be coming to a point where everything's going to start making sense. So let's talk about this new club that was introduced. It looks like some sort of like ritzy country club. And what I noticed early on in the episode was when she was like hiding under the bed, it kind of appears like she was at that club because it looked like she was in a nice room. And when the guy came to her with the mask, I noticed his shoes looked really nice, and it was like someone who was a professional, like what a business person would wear. He was like in a doctor outfit, so perhaps he is a real doctor. I don't know. I mean, initially I really thought the detective could be this masked guy, but since the detective is kind of investigating there and no one seems to know him, I'm really not thinking he's a part of this, and I really don't think her husband is a part of this either. But that just leads us with an unknown person, because I don't think this person is JD. It may not even be a relevant person, like it may not be a shocking person or anything like that. But what I'm trying to figure out is, what are her ties with this club? Like, it seems like that place is a place where like sex clubs or sex parties are going on. I mean, the detective found the room with all the creepy masks downstairs. Maybe that's kind of what they use in role play and stuff, or maybe that's what they use to abuse people. But like, what's the deal with Cora? Like, why were they forcing her to do heroin, and why were they abusing her? Is this connected to her parents? Is this connected to Phoebe somehow? I had questioned before, was Phoebe really sick? She looked super sick in this episode. Of course, we're seeing everything from Cora's viewpoint, so it doesn't necessarily mean she is or was that sick, but I'm kind of leaning toward believing that too. But I'm just having trouble connecting the dots as to why this abuse was going on at this club of Cora. Obviously, JD is tied into this somehow, but then again, JD is not someone like with a ton of money or anything, I wouldn't think. Although his house does look pretty nice, and maybe it's like a story of he's a guy with really rich parents, but he just kind of made some bad decisions. So maybe his parents are connected to this club. But that's where I'm just wanting to get your feedback. Like, what is connecting her to this like country club kind of thing? Why are people abusing her there? Who is behind this? You know, why is all of this going on? Or is some more of this stuff fabricated that's coming from her? But we definitely know there's something going on with this country club. The masks are there. It's near the place where I suppose that Maddie's body was found, but some of you commented you think it could be Phoebe's body, which is a very interesting twist. I thought it was also something worth noting that they did not make a positive ID on the body in this episode, and I feel like if it was as easy as it being Maddie, that it would have come out pretty quickly, because you know who really cares. So is it some other girl who was a victim, or is it Phoebe, which would be like a huge twist? Basically, you know, I feel like Phoebe and Cora were trying to save the money Cora was stealing or whatever for them to escape the house. That's the impression that I got, and like live on their own. Let me know if you thought something different. And I'm not sure if she was always just stealing the money or if she was having sex for money. I know Phoebe mentioned she hoped like if one of the guys turned out being nice, that could be like a sugar daddy. But then again, we're getting like conflicting stories about when she actually met JD, because in this episode it looked like she first met him when she was going to meet one of the creepy internet men, and he like intervened and like saved the day. So there's just so many questions, and like so many questions that I have is, who is telling the truth? Are we getting the truth from Cora's viewpoint? I felt really bad for her husband's dad when JD like beat him. That was just terrible, because I definitely think his parents are innocent in all of this, and that was awful. But you know, JD has to be connected to the country club. Perhaps his parents are rich people who are members, or like president or some big deal in the country club. Maybe his dad's a doctor. I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem like a super old guy that was talking to her with the mask, but it did seem like an older guy and a rich guy is what the impression that I'm getting. So that wasn't JD. And I just don't really see it being the detective, although I kind of really wanted that twist, because they've included so much stuff about him being like a sexual deviant again in this episode as well. And it's like, what is the freaking point of that? If there is no point, why even include all of that, you know? So if we could connect him to everything that's going on with like this sexual deviant overtone for the whole series, and he is somehow included in what's going on at that club, that would make so much sense. But after him like investigating so much in this episode, I'm just not feeling it at this point. But I'm loving this series so much. Only 3 episodes left. It's crazy to me. I did not do a live chat this week, even though last week's was really good. If you want me to do a live chat, I'm just kind of unsure as to how many people are interested in that, because like after I did the live chat, it seemed like it wasn't something that people came back to watch if they didn't attend. So I usually just like to do stuff based on what you guys want to see. So if we can get this to 100 thumbs up, I will do a live chat next week, and I will announce that on Twitter as the date and the time. So thumbs up lets me know you want me to do a live chat, you're enjoying these videos. You can also comment down below if you want to see a live chat next week, and just tell me what your theories are so far. You guys have had some amazing ones the past couple of weeks, and I just love hearing your thoughts about it. If you did not know, if you're new to my channel, or you just haven't heard, American Horror Story returns next week. That will be the next series I start doing videos on. I did videos on all last season. I'm a big fan of the franchise, and I'm really excited for this season. I'll be doing a lot of stuff for the show, live chats. I'll try to do reaction videos, even though I've had some issues with those, but I will see how that goes, because I know people like those, and definitely like videos where I tell you my thoughts and theories after each episode. So stay tuned for that. I'm also currently watching Mr. Mercedes, and I need to watch one more episode. And let me know down below if you're watching that show, if you want to see videos and chats, etc. on Mr. Mercedes. I would love to know. And my disclaimer again with this show, if you've read the book, The Sinner, or whatever it's called, because I'm not Googling it right now because I don't want to know, please do not share anything from that book. I'm not interested in that. I will look all that up once I finish the series. I just have to say that because sometimes people share stuff that they think maybe I want to know. I do not want to know anything from the book, or if this is like the book, or if this is different from the book. Please don't tell me anything about the book. But I hope you're having a great day, and I cannot wait for next week's episode, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.